So here we go. Hi, John. What are your thoughts about the Parkland school murder decision? One parent gave word to my thoughts. What hurts the most is that there is a belief that any mitigating circumstances could outweigh what he did to our loved ones. Hickson said, adding, because the way it comes out is that his life has more value than those that were murdered. I would want your words about this awful event, John. Thanks. So let's talk about this. Now, I did a channeled message a long time ago about another school shooting. And, this is another example of school shooting. Let's first start and say it's sad and it's tragic that this has happened. But when I look at all of it, it's love gone wrong. It's love being someone feeling that they weren't loved and they mistook power for love. And they went in and did a shooting because it made them feel powerful. It made them have that adrenaline rush. What the parent said is coming from her heart and coming from her anguish and her seeking justice. Well, justice is judgment, and she's trying to seek justice that this evil person did this horrible thing to these wonderful children. And first of all, I don't believe the shooter was evil. I believe that he was lost in fears and anxieties and possibly having a mental disorder. Is it tragic that these children were shot? Absolutely. Absolutely it was. Now, when you look at him, the shooter, can you show compassion for someone who does something out of their own fears and anxieties and their own being lost and feeling unworthy and feeling doubt and feeling like they have to grab power by shooting and showing their power over others? Can you feel compassion for that person? I know that when that shooter does finally cross over to the other side, he's going to experience the pain and suffering that he inflicted on this earth. He's going to experience it all from their point of view. He's going to know exactly what this life was. And then he's going to transition out of it. And he's going to learn the life lessons of it. Each one of those parents is now experiencing an opportunity of, the one that they love the most being taken from them. So they're now experiencing, in a very tragic way, the loss of love. And they're, in a very tragic way, experiencing what it feels like to not have that love around them. And this judgment is another way of them having that loss of love being absolutely negated by the community, because they're seeking justice. They're seeking, they're afraid that this person is going to get away with it. Well, this person was lost. This person was in their fears and anxieties. I can feel for all sides of this story. And when those children who were shot crossed, they have now a better understanding of why this happened. And when those parents who are now left behind in the physical world, struggling and suffering with the aftermath of it, cross, they'll also have the full understanding. They'll also have the complete understanding of what the gunman was going through. They will come to know where that gunman was. And I will bet you almost anything that they will come to have compassion for that gunman as well. They'll see the tragic circumstance of it all. And my thoughts on this whole, you're asking me your question actually asked me to talk about my thoughts on the decision. My thoughts on the decision are that the physical world, justice doesn't matter, because in reality, the physical world justice is just people looking for a balance, something to even out. But even if they gave that young boy the death penalty, that would not release their sadness and their anxiety of losing their love, their child. It would not change anything. And there's a quote that I referenced the other day, which I loved, from the Lord of the Rings show, where he says, "Calling dark deeds good only darkens the heart." Right? Or it darkens the heart to call dark deeds good. And it would darken the heart to call, killing this gunman down. Now, on another level, that gunman's going to cross over. He's going to end up in paradise, in heaven, feeling full unconditional love. I did a video on my thoughts on the death penalty. Are those parents really getting justice when they send the gunman to paradise? Or should they let him experience the consequences of his actions? And I say, sometimes being the consequence is the most loving thing to do. Well, you can only experience fears and anxieties in the physical world. You don't experience them on the other side. So the children who were killed went through a lot of fear, anxiety, and trauma. The only way that if they truly want physical world justice and judgment, the real punishment is life in prison, because he'll have an experience that is very fearful, especially being a young boy. So that's my thought on this. I'm sorry for the pain and suffering that the people left behind are going through, but I know full well that the ones who did cross over are in a much better place than we are. And parents should take comfort in the fact that their child is resting in unconditional love. And they need to release their desire for justice. Understand that justice is already served as soon as he crosses over and experiences everything he caused. So that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.